Okay, we're going to record some AI dungeon because I really want to record AI dungeon is why. For those who don't know what AI dungeon is, you're going to get to see that. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's a story creator. Um, you create stories alongside the AI, and you're gonna see that the AI is pretty good at this. Now, when I started with this a few months ago, I was really impressed. I didn't know this thing was even possible. So I love AI Dungeon. I'm a premium member. I think I'm an adventure class something. It's the second tier. So that means I have some more room for the stories I'm creating. Simply put, these are my two ongoing stories right now, and yeah, so we're going to start something here. There are scenarios for just about anything you can imagine. All of these are user made. So I've made a couple of scenarios myself too. This is mine. I've made that. You can see that Grumpy Scamp. I made that. Yeah, I'm a supporter of AI Dungeon, aren't I? I don't remember what the monthly subscription is, but it's not too much. Yeah, so I made this. It's about ancient Rome. You get to kind of live a life in ancient Rome, and I did it because I've been reading a lot of books about ancient Rome lately. Adrian Goldsworth's books, and what's her name? Mary Beard. She had a new book just last year. I have it somewhere there. What's it called? Emperor of Rome. Yeah, great book. And Adrian Goldsworth's books also. So I did that scenario just to see if the AI was capable of creating a kind of historically correct scenario, and to be honest, it's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. We're not going to play this today. We're not. But yeah, anything's possible with AI Dungeon. Anything. And yeah, here's a Middle Earth story I have going, and that's what I'm planning we're gonna do today. We are going to play this one by Face Snow. This scenario is also by Face Snow. It says Grumpy Scamp, but I'm the player here, so this guy has also made this one. But this one is newer, so I kind of want to try this out. And while I do that, also record it. I don't know how many episodes this will be. Maybe just one? But I really want to do this. First I want to show kind of what other stuff people have been making here. So fantasy scenarios, like this, anything you can imagine. Science fiction, Star Wars universe. I tried that one. It was pretty good. I think it was that one or something similar. Fallout and Morrowind and Oblivion scenarios. Lots of not safe for work stuff, and that's awesome too, I think. Really interesting. Yeah, lots of RPG stuff. Lots of this is meant for RPG role playing. Has Shadowrun scenario there. And here's the Morrowind scenario. Really good. I tried that one. It really awesome. And here's more Fallout. Yeah, anything you can think of, and Warhammer. And if it's not already made, you can make it yourself, like I did with the Roman one. I worked on that Roman one for quite a bit, and it's pretty detailed. Can we see inside? Yeah, we can. No, we can't. Oh, yeah, we can, I think. Hang on. Well, here are the AI instructions at least, but this this scenario actually has yeah, I can't see the character creator here because this is an ongoing story. Yeah. So this scenario of mine has a kind of a character creator, or you can select several different types of characters in ancient Rome during the time of Nero that you want to play, like a slave or a military man. Like I'm playing here a veteran from the legions, a military man. I made several military roles, like you can play just a legionary in the ranks, or a centurion, or even a general. And many civilian roles. You can play a merchant, or well, a slave. That was a really interesting one. Merchant, or a senator, a politician, in other words. So yeah, really, really cool. I did make an Emperor Nero role. I should have made that so you could play Emperor Nero. That would be really interesting. That's an idea for the future. I just came to think about that. Why didn't I do that? That's an excellent idea. So you can play Emperor Nero himself. He's my favorite emperor, actually. So that's why this scenario is set in his times, and it's inspired by Colleen McCullough's books. I love those. Um, the Masters of Rome books, and of course the HBO TV series Rome. That, if you've seen that, you know what I mean. But I'm digressing. Most of you won't even know what I'm talking about now. But that's the idea with this. You can make anything. I also, when I started with this, I had kind of a Star Trek scenario. It was inspired by Star Trek. I made a scenario where I had a spaceship, and I was the captain. So you can do stuff like that. Really, really good stuff. This. Um, and there's been a recent update too. So I think we're just gonna go get into it actually now. Yeah, let's just do that because I'm like getting carried away here. So let's just start this. Made by Face Snow. He has a lot. He has made a lot of scenarios. I think it's important to credit him for this. So yeah, he made this really popular. 1.3 thousand plays, 60 likes. I don't get that many. I get like 5. No one's ever seen mine, but that's okay. I don't make them to become famous. I make them for myself to have fun. And a few people have played my Roman scenarios and my other stuff too. So, uh, yeah, this scenario starts with a character creator, and now we're going to create a character in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. This this scenario starts at the very beginning of the trilogy. So, and we're just going to be a character in the world as the events unfold. And I have in mind already a character. So I'm going to be a Rider of Rohan, and then I'm going to be named Eorl. That's a suitably Rohan name. And I'm a male. Going to be a male. Yeah, so now we're at step 3 of 6, so you know there's a lot of options here. I'm not going to read everything of this, of course not. You can play anything. Look at that. Elf, dwarf. Something that will be interesting, and if we continue with this, I'm going to play an orc. An orc that gets like created in the mines. That's not what we're gonna do today, but that would be so fun. Foot soldiers of evil. Yeah, just play an orc foot soldier, like one of the rank and file soldiers. Shorter and more muscular, misshapen bodies, sharp teeth. Oh, I love it. Yeah, but that's not what we're gonna do today. Today we're gonna play the Rohirrim. So, because they're my kind of favorite faction in the Tolkien books. I'm a fan of King Theoden. The actor died just a few months ago, or a month ago, something. The actor in the movies. I've read the books many times. And The Hobbit, I've read that. And of course the Silmarillion and the unfinished stories. And I've also, of course, seen the films. I haven't seen The Hobbit films. I haven't seen those, but I've seen the Lord of the Rings many times. Let's just go with this now so we can get on with it here, because I'm just starting to ramble here. Now we're going to choose our class. As you can see, lots and lots of options here. So the guy who has created this, Face Snow was his name, he has done a huge amount of work with this scenario. Here we are, finding our stuff here. I'm just going to be a Rohan rider. When I tested this it kind of didn't work. I didn't start as a Rohan rider. I started during my test games. I played like 3, always as an elite rider, and in one of them I was even the king's cousin or something like that. I don't want to be that. I want to be just a rank and file soldier in the cavalry here, the Rohirrim cavalry. But the beauty of this is that you can change anything at any time, so we'll just see what happens when we get into it. This thing is so amazing. And imagine this thing combined with VR technology in like 10 years time. I mean, that's going to be holodeck, like in Star Trek. It's going. This is the beginning of the holodeck technology, for sure. What are we choosing now? I'm just digressing again. Location. Where was? Okay, we're going to start at Edoras. That's the capital of Rohan. So that's where I want to start. Did I? Oh, here we are. The capital of the kingdom of Rohan. That's where the palace is. The palace is called Medusald, and that's where the king is, King Theoden, and Grima Wormtongue, his trusted advisor. Who chooses an advisor by the name of Grima Wormtongue? Who does that? Yeah, we're gonna be the kingdom of Rohan. Yes, I think we're ready to start and see what kind of a story we'll be creating. Yeah, let's just get into it. I'm not gonna rant anymore. Here we go. This is the story. What is created for us? We're going to take a look at that in just a second. First, we're going to take a look at this. This is the AI instructions, the instructions that the AI will follow to create our story here throughout. And I recommend for anyone playing this, I recommend to turn the memory systems on so that the AI will actually remember what's happening in the story for future reference. Like if your story gets really long, the AI is going to start forgetting. So turn these two on, the memory bank and the auto summarization. We're going to take a look at the auto summarization a bit later, because it's not going to start creating the summary quite yet, but it does in, I think, between 5 or 10 turns, something. You don't need to know anything about this, just turn them on. Since I'm paying for my subscription, I get access to some of the other AI models. I'm using this right now, Pegasus here, because I'm just testing it out, because it was new with the latest update. So I've just been testing it out. It works really well. If you are on free, I think you get access to Mistral if you're using AI Dungeon for free, or the cheaper level of premium. Mixture is really good, really awesome. So go ahead, use that, or try these two. I think these two are also included with free. So just try them out, see what the result is. Yeah. So that just as a bit of a tip here. Yeah, keep these on if you want to create a longer story than just like 10 turns or something. So yeah, the AI instructions here seem to be really simple. Ensure characters stay true to their lore and personalities, maintaining consistent dialogue and behavior. Describe settings with vivid, immersive details and context. Develop engaging, plausible plots. Highlight conflicts and resolutions with appropriate stakes and consequences. Use second person. Yeah, of course. I would like to add, keep the story moving on. Keep, how should I put that? Keep the story moving forward. Yeah, I would like to add that, just moving, just so it doesn't get stale, because it can do that sometimes. So let's just add that in there. Otherwise, this is really good, really awesome. Authors note you're not supposed to have much there, and that this is perfect. Genre is fantasy. Maintain a tone of epic grandeur with realism. I like that. That's kind of Tolkien-esque. So yeah, I think this is good. I'm going to leave this open, because we're going to see the auto summarization pop up there as we play this. How am I recording this? Yes, I am. Thank God, because I've been sitting here for 18 minutes and talking. So if I hadn't been recording, I would have been very sad. Okay, now let's take a look at this. This is the story now. Every time you start this, it's going to be different. No two starts are ever going to be the same. No two players are ever going to generate the same story. That's fantastic with this. It's fantastic. So everything you get is just your own. I think this first paragraph here is from the mod or the scenario author, just to set the foundation for what's coming next. So let's read that. The year is TA, that's the third age, 3018. That's when Tolkien's trilogy starts the Lord of the Rings. That's the year. Middle-earth stands on the brink of change. A growing shadow in the east stirs ancient fears as dark forces long hidden prepare to emerge once more. The free peoples prepare for a conflict that may reshape their world. Each will play a role, but what that role will be is yet to unfold. Okay, so now begins our story then. Describble Eorl, a Rohirrim rider. That wasn't my name. So now I'm Eorl. Okay, sometimes it does this. Sometimes it doesn't read in what you put in. Describble Eorl, a Rohirrim rider, stands tall and muscular and proud, with a deep pride in his people and their homeland. His blond hair falls in waves, framing a stern face with a scar that runs down his right cheek from an old battle wound. He carries a heavy long-hafted axe in his belt and rides a Rohirrim hunter into battle, his sharp blue eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. Eorl has been fighting in Rohan's wars for most of his life, and he's determined to defend his land from whatever threat may come. Okay, we're just gonna have to go with this. I think we can change it if we want. You just pop it up like this, and I can change the name, but I'm just gonna go with it. You can change anything at any time. Eorl's steed, a magnificent stallion named Steldir, snorts and paws the ground beneath him as they ride at the forefront of Rohan's cavalry. The air is filled with the scent of freshly cut grass and the distant murmur of the river Isen. The sun hangs low in the sky, casting a golden hue over the vast plains of Redamark. Oh, I like it. Very, very dramatic. But I wonder why it changed my name there. I could change it like here. I could just write in. Let's actually do it. Can also change it here. Oh. Hang on. Oh, no. Yes, like that. So let's press continue and see if it actually took this now. Let's just press continue. See what it continues with here. Yeah, look at that. My name is now changed, but I don't know why it did that from the start. But okay, it's okay. We fixed it. Earl's heart pounds in his chest as they survey the horizon. Steldir's ears twitch at the sound of distant thunder, a sign that another storm is brewing in the misty mountains. Earl's hand instinctively tightens around the hilt of his axe. He knows the signs of an impending attack, the unsettled weather, the uneasy silence among the horses. Imagine the AI just coming up with something like this. Because it's so good. We're not going to do anything here. Let's just continue. Get the story started. You can almost feel the tension in the air as you and your fellow Rohirrim ride across the plains of Rohan. The sky overhead darkens with the promise of a storm, adding to the ominous atmosphere. Steldir, sensing your apprehension, whinnies softly, and you stroke his mane reassuringly, drawing strength from your bond. Up ahead, the scout sentries signal for the riders to halt. We're just going to continue with this until we actually feel that there's something to intervene in. Earl's gaze sharpens as he surveys the horizon, noting the scouts returning with urgency in their movements. He signals for his riders to slow their mounts, and the great steeds immediately respond, their powerful muscles rippling with restrained energy. Lord Earl, one of the scouts calls out, his face pale and drawn. Okay, so obviously I'm an officer of some sort, although I didn't want to be that. But I'm just going to go with that. Let's order halt to whatever unit we're commanding. To Or let's not order anything yet. We're just going to take a look at what kind of a unit we're commanding now. What is my rank? They're calling me a lord. What is my rank and title? Stuff like that will be kind of important to know. So this is a good way to kind of get to know your character a bit. I could also take a look at myself, but I know already from the story up here that I am blonde with blue eyes, my hair, fair hair. I'm muscular and a real warrior. So let's see what it generates for me now. As the leader of your unit, you stand proudly atop Steldir, Rohan's mighty steed. The riders of Rohan encircle you, their faces etched with determination and resolve. These are seasoned warriors, honed by countless battles and relentless training. Their horses, equally magnificent, snort and paw the ground, eager to charge at a moment's notice. Continue that to see if it tells us something more here. Your rank is that of a Rohirrim captain, trusted by Theoden and respected by your peers. You've earned this position through years of valor and leadership in countless skirmishes and battles against Rohan's foes. The air around you is thick with anticipation and tension. The rumble of distant thunder echoes through the plains as dark clouds begin to roll in from the misty mountains. Ooh, it's dramatic. So I'm a captain. So it didn't tell me what kind of a unit. I'm guessing like a squadron. But let's see what the AI says about that. What would a cavalry captain actually command? I don't know. Oh, this is good because it's actually repeating itself. It's just repeating this, as you can see. Then we can just retry. Sometimes you have to... Oh, 200. Sometimes you have to use retry to kind of push, to shove the AI in the right direction, because sometimes it actually starts repeating itself. I could put that in here too. Actually, that's a good thing to put in your AI instructions. I usually do that with mine. Well, let's keep yourself in there because it's the storyteller. The AI is the storyteller here. So I'm commanding a unit of 200 riders. There are 200 riders of Rohan in your unit, each one a formidable warrior mounted on a steed as mighty as they are. Their faces are a mix of determination and steely resolve as they await your command. The storm clouds overhead cast a grim light over the plains, adding an ominous undertone to the scene. Oh, so dramatic. So dramatic. I love this language and yeah. Okay, so So he just said Lord Earl. His face is pale and drawn. Oh God, can't I spell what anymore? What? What seems to be the problem, soldier? Let's see what's happening, what the scouts have found up ahead. You turn to the scout, a young rider named Tegwen, whose face is pale and drawn with worry. His eyes are wide with urgency as he speaks. Lord Earl, Tegwen gasps, his voice hoarse. We've spotted a large company of riders approaching from the east. They bear the banners of Isengard. Grima Wormtongue must have betrayed us. I don't like that last sentence. How do they know that Grima Wormtongue is connected to Isengard? And we can just remove that. Oh, poof. Because I didn't like that last sentence. Because they wouldn't have known that Grima were... How could they have known that? So now we're getting the story summary. This is how it works. It will start summarizing. I don't know on what turn we are. Does it say? No, I don't think it says how many turns we've played. But this is, it's like 5 where we use the continue here. So maybe 10. But now it's generating a story summary here for us. And this story summary is going to be updated as we play. And if we get to like 200 turns, this is going to be really detailed. But so it's going to remember all the way back to the beginning, because it's going to save all the really important things here. So here we have the year, the fact that we're a Rohirrim rider named Eorl. Our horse name is Steldir. It doesn't say that I'm a captain. It's okay. It's okay. So that's how that works. And of course, you can also edit this yourself. So I could Rohirrim rider. Where would I put that? Well, maybe just here. Maybe just like that. So let's continue. So they bear the banners of Isengard, and it's a large company of riders. Very well. I think we are. In fact, a good commander would actually call his lieutenants. Summon my my squadron lieutenants and hold a war council. No, that sounds too big. What's it called? Well, council. No, it's too big of. It doesn't matter. Let's not get too carried away here, so let's just go with this. The scout Tegwin bows his head as he steps back, acknowledging your command. You raise a hand and signal for your squadron lieutenants to join you in a small clearing just beyond the ranks of your riders. Your eyes scan the faces of your trusted officers, noting their expressions of both concern and readiness. There is Edric, a grizzled veteran with countless battles etched into the lines of his face. This is so good. Edric's eyes meet yours, filled with the wisdom and experience of countless years in Rohan's service. Beside him stands Sigrid, a fierce and agile rider whose skill in combat is matched only by her unwavering loyalty to Theoden. The third lieutenant, Elrond, is a younger rider with a sharp mind and the strategic acumen of someone far beyond his years. Ready your unit for attack. We are going to set an ambush. Is what we're going to do. I'm going to send out the scouts again. Your command to set an ambush resounds through the ranks, causing a ripple of immediate readiness to flow among your riders. The riders of Rohan shift their positions, their hands tightening around the hilts of their weapons. The tension in the air thickens as the storm's arrival grows more imminent, casting a dramatic backdrop for the unfolding events. We're going to send out the scouts to recon the enemy's strength. Strength and formation. No. Intentions. It's not important that you spell exactly correctly. It's not important. The AI can spot that, but I kind of want to do that anyway, as far as possible. This is going to be a real war story now, isn't it? And the king is going to be so pleased. We're going to smash this. We're going to absolutely massacre these Isengard riders. Do orcs actually ride? Or maybe we're going to have a look here. We're going to see what this is about. The rain begins to fall, soft at first, then intensifying into a steady downpour. Each droplet is cold and sharp, beating on the fur and leather of your riders and their horses. The storm casts an eerie light over the plains, intensifying the tension among the riders of Rohan. You direct a small group of scouts, Agilred, Halbarand, and Thorn, to reconnoiter the approaching enemy force. Make haste. Make haste. Make haste and return when you have tidings of the enemy. So we can set an ambush. The scouts nod in understanding, their faces determined as they wheel their horses around and gallop off into the stormy night. The rain pours down relentlessly, each droplet hammering against the ground, creating a rhythmic drumming that seems to echo the growing urgency within your chest. The minutes stretch on as you and your lieutenants discuss the impending clash. This is kind of the weakness. You kind of sense the repetition here, but it is creating a story that is really interesting. Let's just press continue here, see if the scouts return, or if our lieutenants here have something to say. See, here it's starting to repeat itself again. The rain beats down, mercilessly soaking you and your riders as you huddle under the cover of a lone oak tree. The storm clouds above churn ominously, casting a sinister glow across the plains. The air is filled with tension as you wait for the return of your scouts. Edric, his voice gravely from years of command, breaks the heavy silence. So here you can see why does it do that? Here you can see that it's updated the story summary again. So it's going to keep track of everything that's happening here. Let's see what Edric has to say. It's even creating more characters for us, like Edric here and the female rider here. Where is she? Sigrid and Edric and Elrond. That's an elven name, but I don't think we have an elf. It's just, yeah, really cool. Really cool. That's why I wanted to make like a council with them, the main characters, because the AI is now creating the main characters for us. So now Edric is talking here. We've got to be swift and precise, Edric says, his eyes never leaving the horizon. The ambush must be set in a location where we have the advantage of both surprise and the terrain. If those Isengard riders catch even a whiff of our trap, they'll fortify their position and our advantage will be lost. Sigrid, her face a mask of determination, nods in agreement. So let's continue. I believe I've found the perfect spot, she says, pointing towards a narrow path that winds through a dense thicket. It's here where the terrain funnels into a narrow defile. We can position ourselves at the top of the ridge, hidden among the trees. They'll have no choice but to pass through. Elrond, his young face marked with a mixture of wisdom and eagerness, chimes in. Let's see what he says then. These are now, look at how the AI has now created 3 main characters for us here. I agree with Sigrid, Elrond says, his voice steady and confident. The defile is the ideal location for an ambush. We can take advantage of the narrow path to limit their mobility and funnel them into our range. Their numbers won't be much use if they're bottlenecked. The 3 lieutenants share a look, and you sense their determination hardening into resolve. Okay. I agree with this plan. Soldier, no. I agree with this plan. Let us wait. With more need to know their strength. As the rain continues to pour down, the world outside your small shelter becomes a blur of motion and sound. The thunder rolls across the sky like a war drum, matching the tension within your ranks. Minutes stretch into hours as you wait, the storm providing a fitting backdrop to the impending conflict. Finally, you hear the distant sound of hooves against the wet earth. The scouts are returning. So let's see then. The rain seems to intensify as the scouts approach, their forms half hidden by the curtain of water falling from the sky. The lead scout Agilred reins in his horse and dismounts, his sodden cloak clinging from his shoulders. He strides toward you, the determined set of his jaw revealing his resolve. Report, you demand, your voice steady despite the growing storm. Okay, I don't want the... Do not write or decide for the player. I don't know if that's gonna work. Sometimes it just doesn't. But let's just go with it this time now. I don't want the AI to say on my behalf anything. I want to be the one who's doing the saying here. So, but let's just continue with this. It's okay. Agilred's eyes are wild, reflecting the chaotic energy of the storm. He takes a moment to catch his breath before speaking. Lord Eorl, we've found their encampment, he begins, his voice edged with urgency. There are over 200 riders, led by a figure we believe to be Oglok, a notorious Uruk-hai commander. Their encampment. Are they camping? Agilred's eyes widen with the significance of your question. The storm continues to rage around you, but for a moment there is stillness as you wait for his response. Yes, they are indeed camping, Agilred confirms. They've set up near a narrow ravine. Why does it do that? Um, mm. So call the lieutenants and discuss the possibility of making a surprise attack on the Uruk-hai camp. You see, now it does this. As the rain continues to drench you and your men, you call out to your lieutenants, who quickly gather around. Edric's eyes glint with a dangerous determination, while Sigrid and Elrond exchange glances filled with resolve. What are your thoughts on a surprise attack on their camp? You ask, your voice cutting through the din of the storm. Edric's expression hardens. A surprise attack could catch them off guard, Edric growls, with voice carrying a dark undertone. But we must be cautious. The Uruk-hai are formidable opponents. Sigrid nods, her fingers twitching as if already visualizing the battlefield. The narrow ravine works to our advantage, she says. We can strike from the high ground and funnel them into our spears. Elrond, younger but wise beyond his years, steps forward, his eyes reflecting the storm's airy light. A surprise attack could indeed turn the tide in our favor, he agrees. However, we must ensure that we don't underestimate their numbers or their resilience. Coordination will be the key. Mount up. Prepare your soldiers for battle. We ride now, while the element of surprise is on our side. The rain continues to pour as you mount Steldir, the steed's muscles rippling with energy beneath you. The riders of Rohan gather around, their faces setting grim determination, the storm providing a fitting backdrop for the impending clash. The air is thick with anticipation and the scent of wet fur and leather. Hold your positions, you shout, your voice carrying over the storm. See, now it's writing for me again. Although I'm actually you are forbidden to write, say, or decide for the player. I'm just gonna go with that again. So command the unit into wedge formation. Prepare for attack. And ride towards the enemy camp. We're gonna attack. We're gonna attack their camp. The enemy is weakest when he's encamped. As the rain beats down on you, each droplet feeling like a cold sting, you lead your 200 seasoned riders into formation, the wedge formation, well practiced and honed through years of battles, enables maximum impact upon contact and effective coordination during the attack. Your riders of Rohan follow suit, arranging themselves into a deadly formation that slices through the storm-drenched air. Draw swords, full speed, what's it called? Gallop, full speed, attack. The clash of steel against steel and the pounding of hooves meld with the symphony of the storm as you lead your unit into the heart of the Uruk-hai camp. Thunder booms overhead, shaking the ground with a divine force that seems to reverberate through the very soul of Rohan. Let the massacre begin here now. You and your riders of Rohan burst through the perimeter of the Uruk-hai encampment, your swords gleaming in the brief flashes of lightning that illuminate the battlefield. The Uruk-hai, caught off guard by your sudden and unexpected arrival, scramble to form some semblance of a defense. I will let my... No, I had an accident. I will let my axe. No, I don't know. No, I don't need quotation because I'm doing the say command here. What's the Rohan war? Yeah, wasn't it death, something like that? The war cry. Attack, death, your battle cry rings out from above the storm, a powerful surge of warriors' pride and purpose that stirs your riders to unyielding fury. Your horse stealthily responds to your will, his powerful muscles propelling you forward with blistering speed. Yeah, I don't know if I know anything that I want to do, so let's just continue. See what... We're gonna clear this camp. The Uruk-hai, taken aback by the ferocity and precision of your attack, struggle to regain their composure. Their commander, Ugluk, stands tall amidst the chaos, bellowing orders as he tries to organize a counterattack. Your riders are a blur of motion, cutting down enemy warriors left and right. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do now. What was his name? Ugluk. I am at the enemy commander. Ugluk. Striking with my axe. I go for the enemy commander Ugluk, striking with my axe. Mighty Ugluk, let's see now how mighty you are. With a roar of fury you charge towards the menacing figure of Ugluk. His eyes lock onto yours, reflecting a dangerous intelligence and unyielding resolve. He raises his massive sword, the blade glinting ominously in the sporadic flashes of lightning. The battle around you fades into a blur as you focus on your target, every muscle in your body coiled for the strike. Yes, let's go. I want to take this bastard down. You swing your axe with a mighty roar, each movement honed by countless hours of training and countless battles. The blade slices through the air with a whistle aimed squarely at Ugluk's head. In a swift and brutal counter, Ugluk brings up his massive sword to meet your attack. The impact sends shockwaves through your arms, but you push through, forcing him back a step. This is a duel now. Take a second aim. A mighty blow aimed to kill. See if we can get him before the episode ends here. I need to get him. As your axe connects with Ugluk's sword once more, the force of the clash reverberates up your arm. Despite the pain, your resolve remains unbroken. Your fingers tighten around the handle of your weapon, every muscle in your body straining for the decisive blow. The storm continues to rage around you, adding to the chaos and intensity of the battlefield. Let's see what happens next. Your breath comes in quick, heavy bursts, fogging in the cold, wet air. Your eyes lock onto Ugluk's, his cruel, calculating gaze holding a challenge that fuels your fury. His grip tightens on his massive sword, muscles bulging as he prepares to meet your attack again. Mighty Ugluk, I have come to kill you and your abominable horde. The storm rages on, every lightning flash illuminating the battlefield with a ghostly flickering light that casts elongated shadows. Ugluk, the Uruk-hai commander, looms before you, a towering figure of sheer power and ferocity. His blade gleams, ready to parry your next attack. Is that so? Ugluk growls, his voice deep and menacing. I take another mighty blow against Ugluk. He's stiff. The battlefield becomes a blur of movement and clashing steel as you prepare for another strike against Ugluk. The Uruk-hai commander stands tall, his massive sword raised to meet your attack. Your muscles tense, every instinct screaming for you to unleash a devastating blow. With a roar that is almost lost in the din of the storm, you bring down your axe with all your might. Let's see. Your axe arcs through the rain-laden air, a blur of metal that clashes against Ugluk's sword with a sound like thunder. The impact jolts through your body, testing your limits as you hold your ground. The Uruk-hai commander, driven by a fierce will to survive, pushes back with equal force, forcing you to brace yourself against the storm of steel. Okay, so as you deflect Ugluk's mighty blow, you feel the power of the Uruk-hai commander surge through your own weapon. His sheer strength is formidable, but you know your agility and skill can exploit any weakness. Your mind races with strategies as you feel your heart pounding in time with their storm's relentless rhythm. You underestimate the Riders of Rohan. See, now it's talking for me again. I'm gonna change strategy now. See, he's not very agile. He's just a big brute. I use my agility as a strategy against his Gonna try to immobilize him, so I use my agility against this big cumbersome foe to get behind him and strike my axe against his legs in an effort to immobilize him. Let's try that. We're over an hour already. It's just too like good to end it now. The storm rages on, each flash of lightning casting elongated, flickering shadows that dance across the battlefield. You know this fight with Ugluk will be one of endurance and strategy. You've dealt with tougher foes before, but this Uruguay commander's reputation for resilience and brutality is well earned. It's repeating itself or just making versions of the same stuff a lot here. So I think I'm going to, before we do the next episode, I'm going to change the AI model and see if something else works better. With a calculated feint, you narrow your eyes and channel all your agility into a swift, deceptive strike. Ugluk, trusting in his brute strength, falls for your ruse. He swings his massive sword in a wide arc, exposing his side and rear. Seizing the moment, you dart to the side, avoiding his powerful strike, and quickly close the distance behind him. Okay. I'm gonna deal the decisive blow with my axe now. You bring your axe crashing down onto Ugluk's legs, the blade slicing through flesh and sinew with a sickening crunch. He roars in pain, staggering backward and momentarily thrown off balance. The battle around you continues to rage. For a fleeting moment, all your focus is on the Uruguay commander. Okay, we're gonna strike at his head now. With a roar of triumph, you swing your axe at Ugluk's exposed head. The blade arcs through the stormy air, its metal gleaming in the brief, fierce light of a nearby lightning bolt. Ugluk's eyes widen in a mix of pain, surprise, and a fury that would put a cornered beast to shame. The force of your blow sends Ugluk crashing to the ground, his massive form collapsing amidst the rain-drenched earth. His final roar echoes through the ravine as he struggles to rise once more, but it is too late. With a swift, precise motion, you raise your axe high, aiming for the final killing blow. Your axe descends like a bolt of lightning, cleaving through the air with a whistle. In a split second, it connects with Ugluk's skull, the impact reverberating through your arm and sending a shiver down your spine. The Uruguay commander's body convulses once, twice, then lies still. That's pretty good, isn't it? It's not perfect, but it's kind of good. So I'm gonna end the episode here because we're at 1 hour and 10 minutes, but I really had to kill him. So I think yeah, I think this was fun. I kind of want to see what happens when we get back to the Rohan capital and tell about this to the king and what happens with the overall war. So I will probably continue this at some point. But this is how AI Dungeon works, and it's a lot of fun. Now I have to end it because we're over an hour, and my videos are supposed to be an hour. But really great. We're gonna continue this. Yeah. So if you're still with me, thanks for watching.